There we go. Game number 1 is here. Welcome everyone to it. For the second set of the day, we have TaToH on the right-hand side playing with Berbers, and we have Miguel on the left-hand side playing with Mongols. This is Step. You take a look. There's going to be plenty of hunting around. There are deer, there are boars, and it's going to be deer for the most part around the map. We only have the 2 starting boards for each player. But it is a nomad start over here technically, so players could have made the choice to go for the TC closer to the golds, closer to the stones, or closer to the hunting. In the end, they're just going to go for the TC basically in the middle of the villagers so that they can get villagers out ASAP, and that's going to result in the extra resource being a little bit farther away from the TC, but it's still going to be just fine, I would guess. Anyway, for these civilizations, and starting with Miguel's one, actually let me fix this really quickly. There we go. For these civilizations, Miguel's one is going to have 40% faster working hunters, so it definitely does make sense to go for Mongols on a map like this, where you will be able to take advantage of that. It's pretty similar to what we saw in Double Cup 3, where we saw Snake Pit have Mongols favored quite heavily as well, because how good hunting is for the civilization. Besides that, Mongols get 25% faster attacking cavalry archer type units as well. It's 30% extra HP on light cavalry, Hussar, and step lancer line units, while for the team bonus, Mongols will get 2 extra line of sight on scouts. Not something that they'll be able to take advantage of, as players will begin with a regular horse over here, not a scout, and as you can see, it's not... There we go. Yeah, it's not going to be quite as long sight. TaToH instead with Berbers gets faster moving villagers. Oh, it's gonna go for a militia push over here. Miguel's going for a loom because he already got spotted by the horse, and he knows that now TaToH knows where he is. He's going for a loom right away, and he's also tracking the militias right away himself. So anyway, besides the faster working or the faster moving villagers for Berbers, we also get 15 and 20% cheaper stable unit production in the Castle and Imperial Ages for Berbers. And then for the team bonus, you're gonna have access to Janitor, and that's about it. So TaToH's just going out, trying to take the deer down and rot these with the mighty clubmen. Gotta appreciate the militia. There we are. I always found it very interesting that we have clubmen for the militia, for the first H unit over here in Age of Empires 2, and that's the case also for Age of Empires 1. Anyway, there's a reason it's called the Dark Age, right? Huge setback during the Dark Ages. There we go. Very nice pressure from TaToH. He's done a lot of damage over here. Take a look at that. He might be able to get a villager down even. He's going after her. And that's 1 villager dead already from Miguel. TaToH's doing a really good job blocking the villager as well. That's going to be 2 villager kills from TaToH. And now he's going after another villager. Meanwhile, Miguel's just trying for dear life to body block the militias with his own horse. But of course, won't really be able to do it for too long. Still manages to get the villager back though, but that was really well played from TaToH. And welcome you guys to everyone coming into the stream for the first time today, dropping a follow, discovering the stream. Hope you're enjoying so far. There we go.
Feeling bad.
Fuel H is on the way for TaToH, and Miguel has been in the Fuel H for a little bit. He still managed to take advantage of the extra hunting food, I would imagine. So he was able to go out to the Fuel H a little bit earlier. He's got scouts coming out already, and he's coming forward, trying to put pressure, while TaToH, on the other hand, has already recognized the situation and is going for some walls around the lumberjacks, around the gold miners. It's going to be completely safe over here. It doesn't seem like Miguel will be able to get any damage done over here whatsoever. As a matter of fact, TaToH's just collecting sheep underneath the TC, not even collecting berries. Archer range on the way for the red player now that he gets to the Fuel H, and TaToH. TaToH's forward units are still here, so you can still try to target more villages, and we might see another villager go down over there. Beautiful unit control from TaToH with the legions. He gets another village. That's going to be the third villager going down. Actually, he's going to be able to get another villager right down over here if he places cards right. Yes, sir. Notice TaToH's just a beast. He's getting yet another villager, and he's going to try for another one. He cannot get away with this one anymore that the scout is here, but that was so well played from TaToH. Absolutely amazing. In the end, ended up getting 4 villagers down with 3 militias. That is extremely good. That is extremely good. And that was a horse that he had to block the villagers with. Not even a scout, but that was a scout. That would most definitely have resulted in about 5 villager losses for Miguel at the very least, I would imagine, given that he would have been able to also target the villager with the scout. Blacksmith's almost up for Miguel.
Yeah.
So far, so good. Miguel's going back.
Feeling bad.
Timo.
Beautiful. Archer's going down from Miguel. TaToH's got, right now, archer production going on himself. And he's got more archers than Miguel, as that's what TaToH was originally going for, and Miguel instead made a transition after going for scouts. So it's looking good for TaToH overall still, I would say. Here we are. Fantastic up in the north. Yeah, Miguel's got extra scouts roaming around. So far, things have been pretty smooth for TaToH. Not only is he the only player who's been able to get villagers down, but also he's gotten the better KV overall, and he's got right now the much stronger economy because of the villagers he was able to get down. So he's been able to successfully offset for Miguel's economy lead that he would have otherwise because of playing Mongols. And this is great because if Mongols do not get an economy lead over Berbers, they are going to struggle in the later stages of the game quite a bit once TaToH gets access to all his counter units. In the Castle Age, knights and camels for cheaper. And of course, with access to a castle eventually, TaToH will be able to go for camel archers, which are just going to clap Mangodai or cavalry archer units from Mongols. So it's looking great for the red player. Ends up getting pushed into a TC. He does have a counter push coming up though, but that's another villager dead from Miguel. Oh, buddy. Miguel is just in a world of pain. That's a lot of archers over here, and TaToH just kept on pushing against Miguel. The same tired area over here of Miguel's economy. He's going to end up losing yet another villager. You know, Miguel's got to feel pretty bad about this. He's got to be feeling pretty down in this game, but yeah. I was going to say, but he's not calling the GG yet. He wants to believe, but it seems like he doesn't. So game number 1 goes in favor of TaToH, and it was not a particularly long one, only 16 minutes into the game. TaToH takes game number 1, and let's take a look at the achievements as we usually do. We see a 2-to-1 kill ratio for TaToH, which is great. Especially when you account for all the villagers he was able to get. This was just an incredible performance for TaToH. Well done, my lord. So there we go, in game number 2, TaToH 1, Miguel 0. Land Madness is what we get for this one, and TaToH, well, Saracens is going to be in a pretty good spot. Miguel, he's got Magyars instead. And let's take a look at Miguel's map generation first. Right off the bat, we can see that for the bull player, he's got 1 goal on the back, which is great. Right there. And if we take a look at this, he's got 1 forward gold. And then 1 berries to, yeah, one berry bunch to the side. He's got 2 woodlands though on the back to potentially take advantage of. This one over here, this one over here. So it could be fine. And it doesn't seem like he's going to have really the possibility of walling this up too much. Well, if we take a look at TaToH instead, TaToH's map generation on the other hand is going to have 1 goal on the back. We have 2 golds on the back actually. This is kind of side-ish, rather, but yeah. He does have 1 on the back over here, so that's fine for him. And then he's got 1 side berries he's going to start collecting from right now. That's about it. He's got a single wood line on the back. And while we talked about this before, and we could potentially see something like this come up, right? With the walls towards the DC to potentially protect the entirety of the wood line. It's unlikely to happen. We have seen the players, for the most part, ignore that. So, yeah. Already in 16 villages. I love this start mode with extra villages. 9 villages already, so good. We're already getting past Dark Age very soon. Players will be on their way to the village, and we'll see the stables come up once they get up. For Saracens, TaToH is known to go for a very peculiar strategy. If you guys have seen it before, especially when he was making his Feudal Boy account. When he was making his series with the Feudal Boy account, rather. There's something that he used to do with Saracens that was pretty interesting. And on this map generation that he has gotten, he might be able to do it as well, because he does have 1 goal on the back over here, which is just send a crap ton of villagers to gold. Skip seed and farms, and then in the village just go for double or even triple stable, and just buy a lot of food. Just buy and just skip the seeding, right? So you'll be able to go for a crap ton of scouts pretty early on, but that's not something that he's really been able to get away with against players of about the same skill level. It's something that he's only been able to make use of when fighting against usually somewhat lower elo players. So not something that I'm expecting over here necessarily, but it's something that I would certainly be glad to see for sure, because I love the strat. Regardless though, it seems like it's going to be pretty standard for him for the most part. He's got foragers already, he's collecting the pigs, he's got a barracks coming out with 2 villages, so we'll see a stable come up right away afterwards. And Miguel's going for the barracks right now as well, single villager, but he's going to bring a 2nd villager over to get the stable up, probably the lumberjack over here. Yeah, and he's spotting the opening over here. I mean, not to say that TaToH could have tried to wall this, because it's just not possible. But it's interesting, nonetheless. Here we go. Village is here for Miguel. Village is here for TaToH. Let's take a look. Yeah. Both players out about the same time. TaToH did end up getting 2 seconds of extra LTC time, so he's got the stable come up a little bit later. But he is going to be the first one to queue a scout though. What is going on with Miguel? Oh, Miguel's going for the scouts only now, but he's a little bit later to it. That's interesting. Well, it wouldn't have made too much of a difference anyway, because TaToH would have had a defender's advantage regardless. And yeah, it's not like Miguel is just all of a sudden going to be on the back foot just because it took a little bit longer to queue the scouts. In any case, if he's the one being pushed, he's going to have the defender's advantage himself, so it's going to be fine. TaToH, besides, took already one free hit from the spearman over there. The scout's taking a lot of HP losses. Bon dia, you commentator machine. Hi, Flower and Dancer. Hi, welcome. Here we go. Extra scouts coming out from TaToH. He's got 4 versus 2 from Miguel. He could potentially turn around and take the engagement over here, but he's just gonna go forward, ignore the scouts from Miguel, and try to fish for exposed villagers. Meanwhile, TaToH's banking on the spearman and the quick walls to hold on himself over here against the scouts from Miguel. And Miguel, well, he stops chasing and starts going forward, further forward. So he's gonna try to find some exposed economy over here from TaToH as well. This was really good for the red player. He bought himself a lot of time by having the scouts from Miguel chase him quite a bit, so he was able to get the quick walls up. To be fair, while Miguel was chasing the scouts from TaToH, he was also able to get the quick walls up over here, so the lumberjacks are completely safe. And we have a spearman out for Miguel as well, so he's going to protect the foragers. And then the lumberjacks up in the north are completely walled up as well, so it doesn't seem like either player is really going to be able to get any damage done over here to speak of. Here we are.
What's that?
Players just roaming around. Still going for extra scouts, mind you. But at this point, wouldn't be surprised to see them make a play for the castle age sometime soon. Interestingly enough, TaToH ended up selling the stone though. So you got a lot of extra gold over there. Was able to balance his economy. And Miguel, on the other hand, I don't think Miguel's got a market, actually, does he? He doesn't have a market. Does he have a blacksmith? Can he go for upgrades? Yes, I don't know where the blacksmith is. But he has gone already for... Oh, no. He doesn't need a blacksmith, sorry. At the very least, not for the upgrade that he's got right now. He still needs the blacksmith to go for scale bar than armor, but he just gets the extra attack for free for Magiers. So TaToH is going for forging right now himself as well. So he's gone for the market and the blacksmith. And selling the stone basically allows TaToH to keep up with Miguel because he has to pay for forging. Unfortunately though, he did end up paying a lot of wood to get the market up. So selling the stone over there is barely just kind of paying off for the market, I guess. It's as if he had gotten the... Well, to be fair, also, Saracens do get the market for cheaper, so I guess not quite as much wood. But yeah, it's not a huge amount of profit for TaToH, and this might actually end up hurting him more than helping in the castle age when he's unable to go for TCs. Although, to be fair, also Saracens can also just buy the stone back, and it's not going to be that expensive. So I guess it's not too bad for TaToH, but he's certainly not really gotten a huge lead because of the market. That's what I'm trying to say. This is open over here, but there are spearmen over there. TaToH, we take a look at this point of view, realize about the opening, but also realize that Miguel was very quick in reacting here and going for an extra palisade. I just passed 650,000 channel points. Please stream more. I am up to 642,000 points in the Japanese DJ's channel, and if he overtakes you, I declare that he is my new best internet buddy. Well, I don't think that'd be a bad thing. It sounds like a cool dude. But yeah, that's a pretty good amount of channel points over there for you, for sure.
Igen. Szolgálatára.
Here we are, TaToH's roaming around. Miguel's defending for the time being, but he has managed to mass almost enough to go up to the castle age already, which is what I was talking about earlier. Players just making the play for the next stage. In TaToH probably would have been able to get quite as much in terms of economy as Miguel's gotten so far if he hadn't invested so much into extra scouts. We have 13 versus 7 scouts over here for TaToH and Miguel respectively. Interestingly enough, TaToH's got only 11 over here. There we go, he's bringing the extra. Scouts 4 now. So he might be able to get a good trade. He's got scale bar than armor, that is something Miguel doesn't really have right now. But TaToH was maybe just waiting for Miguel to click up to the castle age before striking. Now he should have realized. He's got to be careful. He's taking a little bit of free damage over here from Miguel. But by using the market, TaToH's going to be on his way to the castle age himself as well. Both players are on their way up. There we go. Miguel's got a significant head start to it, but only about a minute and 40 seconds or so. Well, that is actually pretty good. He would be able to get some knights out, go forward, and start putting pressure already. However, given the amount of scouts that TaToH's got, should be able to take care of a few knights. And once he gets to the castle age, if he can go for the light cavalry upgrade, these are going to be so strong. Still keeps on trying to find some damage over here, expose villages, but Miguel's doing a really good job. He's got a very high amount of spearmen. But TaToH certainly would not want to fight against with these scouts anyway. TaToH's going back. He's waiting, he's just circling around Miguel's economy. As Miguel goes for the TC, he's going to secure the wool line over here. And yeah, Miguel was just waiting. Until he got to the castle age, and now he's gonna go for the, of course, once he gets there. TaToH's gonna go for the light cavalry. Now that Miguel's already in the castle age, he's got the light cavalry upgrade coming in. Oh, and it's open! TaToH over top! And Miguel's here. This is huge. There are 3 villages going down already. Miguel's counter push over here is fantastic. The spearmen do show up though from TaToH, and Miguel, if he doesn't bail, he loses everything. So he does end up bailing, but he lost most of what he had left. Meanwhile, TaToH still has 16 scouts to upgrade to light cavalry. And he's going for the upgrade right away. And meanwhile, Miguel, he's got knights on the way. He's got 4 light cavalry. A crap ton of spearmen. No pikeman upgrade yet. Light cavalry upgrades here for TaToH. And there we go. It starts getting some villages down over here. So he's going to try and catch up. Overall, it's going to be still favoring Miguel. Eco KD of 4-3 for the bull player. He might be able to get yet another villager over here, but he's got to be careful. He does end up getting pushed away by camels. That's something that Miguel's not really going to have access to. So camels from TaToH will be fantastic to defend against whatever, because they are not going to be outpaced as spearmen are. Or pikemen potentially. And TaToH, well, he's got a lot of light cavalry over here still to put pressure with. He's got only spearmen to worry about in terms of defensive units from Miguel. So you know, if he keeps on sniping vills here and there, TaToH might be able to start pulling a villager lead very soon. For the time being, he's kind of playing catch up, as Miguel still has a better KV. Eco KV, that is. Second TC on the way for TaToH. Meanwhile, Miguel already got the third TC on the left-hand side. Extra barracks as well. It's gonna be the second barracks for him. Now let's take a look. TaToH's trying to take on more vills. He's going to find another one. That is so close. Villager gets saved. Yes, sir. And then on the left-hand side, TaToH's able to defend successfully with camels. So it's basically TaToH just roaming around trying to find exposed villagers in order to catch up in working count and potentially get ahead. But it's been a big struggle, especially now that Miguel's got 3 TCs. TaToH's just going to be on the back foot over here playing catch up. And he's not really doing the best in terms of unit control over here. He ended up losing about 6 scouts over there, light cavalry out of 7. just by not really paying attention to the units. So it's a struggle for TaToH for sure. But he's starting to make a transition. He's got fletching coming in. He's got archer ranges on the way. So, given the fact we have Saracens, he can go for anything. He can go for cavalry archers, and he can go for crossbows. I would assume it's going to be crossbows. It's going to be cheaper for him to go for. He's got also camels to protect those with. And Saracens will get fully upgraded arbalesters as well. So he can go for that. Although it's going to be the case for Miguel as well. With fully upgraded arbalesters and cavalry archers available to Magyars.
Amrok. Mustad.
Again.
There we go on the right hand side. Yeah, we'll see a villager go down over there from Miguel. Few villagers, as a matter of fact, we see a few extra going down over here as well. Well done so far. Miguel's looking pretty mighty, and TaToH's push over here hasn't really gotten him too much. Miguel's still ahead by about 9 workers. Beautiful. So far, looking pretty good still. For Miguel, and TaToH is going for cavalry archers, so we know it's not going to be archers anymore. Oh man, but unit control for TaToH has been questionable. In the last few minutes, he ends up losing a cavalry archer over here for free to the pikeman. Overall, things are, yeah, still up in the air, so to say. TaToH can definitely still do enough damage over here to come back into the game, but Miguel is so far being able to get away with the stronger economy. Scott, archer range is coming out to go for skirmishers, and TaToH's coming in with the cavalry archers, might be able to get a village down over here, potentially 2. He doesn't have ballistics, he doesn't have thumb ring either. So these cavalry archers are not particularly strong, not even against static units, because of the lack of thumb ring. Take a look at that, accuracy of only 50%. Oh man, that was an awful pathing for TaToH. That was really well played. Miguel split his army up to block both exits over there from the wood line, and he ends up cleaning up all the camels. That was really well played. Conversion on the way from Miguel. Doesn't seem like he can get too much of anything done over there. Yeah, and TaToH, you know, he was looking stronger before. Now he's got a score lead, but that's for the most part because Miguel's been going for villagers rather than military. But if Miguel's able to stabilize over here, TaToH's going to be left in a very precarious spot. So he must make sure that he keeps on putting pressure. At this point in time, he's been able to idle a lot of the economy for Miguel. You can see that we have 30 villagers idle for Miguel, which represents about 30% of his economy, 33% of his economy, which means the TaToH actually has right now a more effective economy than Miguel, despite being behind by 16 workers. So TaToH's got to keep on putting pressure. Still does not have thumb ring, but he's gotten ballistics at the very least. That helps a little bit. Yeah, and he keeps on roaming around. He's gonna get another villager and another one. He's got enough cavalry archers to, for the most part, consistently take villages down as well. Well, Miguel, well, on the left-hand side, is trying to get a defensive castle up. There isn't really a lot of space for Miguel to place a castle, so he goes for where he thinks he's gonna be able to cover the most area that he can actually place a castle in, because he could have gotten a castle up over here, probably where the mill is right now, and protect a much larger segment of his economy, but obviously the cavalry archer were there, so he couldn't really go. He only had some sort of map control on the left-hand side of his base, but even that is going to be too ambitious from Miguel, as we see TaToH's cavalry archers actually deny the castle. The villages from Miguel are here, but they are not going to stay out for too long. It's looking fantastic for TaToH now. And Miguel goes on to call the GG as TaToH takes game number 2. And puts himself 1 point away from making it into the winner's match. While Miguel has struggled big time this series so far. It's going to be match point for game number 3. Let's go and take a look at the achievements. We'll see for military a stronger KD for TaToH, a 4-3 exactly for economy. We'll see a much stronger economy for TaToH, of about 1,500 extra resources. And even though he was not ahead in work account, he managed to get extra resources because how much he was able to idle Miguel's economy. A big portion of Blue's economy was just not collecting resources at all. So well done, TaToH 2, Miguel 0. Game number 3 is here. TaToH playing with Japanese is going to spawn in the south corner of the map. Meanwhile, Miguel playing with Italians is going to spawn on the left-hand side in the west corner of the map. If we take a look at the map generation, well, it's looking alright, I guess, overall for the blue player. We have 1 goal on the back, we have 1 goal to the side, we have a stone forward, and then he's got 1 wood line on the back, which is good. And the rest is going to be fairly exposed, as it's often the case on this map. Meanwhile, if we take a look at TaToH's map generation instead, there we go. We'll see for the red player that he's got 1 goal on the back, which is great. Goal to the side over here, stone forward. This shouldn't really make too much of a difference, but it could once we get to the castle age. For instance, let's say that TaToH haven't been able to migrate to the center yet, right? And then he gets pushed away from water. Then these resources are not going to be the stone. Yeah, he's got the gold kind of exposed over here as well, so that's very unfortunate for the blue player, mainly because if he doesn't really migrate over to the center himself, right, and he gets pushed away, then pushed out of water, then he wouldn't really be able to collect from this one, for instance, at all. Basically, because it's just too close to the water. Yeah, red player could definitely push him away from here. There we go. PLH on the way for Miguel a little bit earlier compared to TaToH. We haven't really talked about civilizations too much, but the blue player with Italians will get a discount on fishing ships, a discount to go up to the next stage, a discount on gunpowder units, and a discount on dock and university upgrades. Besides that, for the team bonus is going to get access to condottieri from the barracks in the Imperial Age, and TaToH instead, playing with Japanese, we'll have faster working fishing ships, 5, 10, 15, and 20% faster. Then on top of that, we also see for the Japanese a 50% discount on drop-off buildings, so that makes it a little bit smoother for them to go for the docks and to get the units out. These fishing ships for Japanese get twice the HP and plus 2 pierce armor as well. And then on top of that, for the red player civilization, we also get 33% faster attack and infantry units starting at the fuel H onwards, with the team bonus being extra line of sight on galley line units. 50% extra line of sight, if I'm not mistaken. There we go, fuel H is here already for Miguel. Fantastic. First few galleys are on the way for him, and TaToH instead, he's about 30 seconds away from the fuel H, but he's gonna have a much stronger economy to work with. Plus, he's got a third dock coming up over here. We do have the third dock coming up for Miguel because he did go up to the fuel H earlier. His economy is not quite as strong, and TaToH might end up getting the better end of the deal over here. Sure, Miguel's got a head start in galley production over here, but TaToH's got the defender's advantage. So notice, as Miguel starts making his way into TaToH's side of the map, and this was just so lucky for Miguel because he could have gone up the north and go around the other way, but in a 50-50 chance over here, he ended up choosing the south, and he will end up going straight into the fishing economy from TaToH. And TaToH is getting the galley south himself very soon, but he ended up losing the first fishing ship over there. It's unlikely he'll end up losing another fishing ship because of just how much HP TaToH's units get. But the galleys should be coming out right now, and there we go. Okay, the second fishing ship does go down, but Miguel is now kind of divided because he's split. He's got 2 galleys on the right hand side, and then he's got 2 on the left hand side, so TaToH might be able to get a bit of trade over here, although he's got to be careful now that the extra units are here. TaToH might be able to get the one down over there. That is so close. It's going to be 1 for 1, not quite. Misclick over there from the red player, although we'll see extra galleys come out very soon. TaToH will be able to surround these units once again. Right now, Miguel, he's got to take advantage of his military lead. Try to get the galleys down over here ASAP. Try and prevent TaToH from getting a lead on water by getting the extra units out. So Miguel takes yet another galley over there and goes back because he cannot really chase effectively anymore at max distance. He cannot really target the units too much anymore. He's going back to try and group himself up once again. TaToH has got additional galleys coming out, but Miguel's starting to look a lot stronger. Fletchings here for both these guys already. There we go. This could be good for Miguel if he plays it just right. There are low HP units over there from TaToH, but Miguel's struggling to target the correct ones. Now he does. But TaToH's able to catch up over here. But not really catch up fully just yet. He still has more galleys on the way, and he's still definitely on the back foot. But he's able to prevent Miguel from getting too much of a lead. This could be a good position for TaToH. Now, he's got a 4 dock. This could be a good position for TaToH to try and utilize the fishing ships. To tank some damage over here, but Miguel's dominating, guys. There is only 1 galley left for TaToH over here, and Miguel is up to 7 galleys. He's got 5 of these 4, so he's going to take the fishing ships down, and I think this could be game very soon. Because TaToH losing access to water over here, yes, means that he wouldn't be able to migrate ever, and you need to migrate in this game. So Miguel gets full water control, takes game number 3, and we have a 2-1 series still favoring TaToH, but Miguel is showing signs of life over here. He's putting up a fight, and TaToH is gonna have to try again in games number 4, potentially game number 5 as well, as Miguel's done a really good job so far, at the very least in this one. It's gonna be in the end about 11-4 kill ratio for Miguel. If we take a look at economy, we see a stronger economy for TaToH of about 500 extra resources, but it did not matter in the end. Miguel got a much better KD. He saved resources because of the bonuses from Italians as well. So that's going to be it for game number 3. How long was that third game? 12 minutes and 9 seconds. Welcome you guys, everyone, to game number 4. Miguel is going for Kumans in this one, and TaToH. TaToH's got Mayans to work with. This is one of TaToH's home maps, so you'd imagine he's feeling quite confident over here, especially the civilization he's got to play with. It's going to be a great one. As I was saying out of the game, Kumans are great, especially on a map like this, because you spawn so far away from your opponent that you're usually able to take advantage of the second TC more often than not. TaToH, on the other hand, playing with Mayans is going to have, in my opinion, one of the better civilizations to counter Kumans by being able to fast castle into castle drops. The thing about that, though, is that because they're so far away, it's going to be much harder for TaToH to execute on something like that than if they were playing on Arabia or something where they would spawn a little bit closer, for which Kumans wouldn't be quite as good, I would say. Unless you were planning to go for some kind of douche or something like that. But yeah, I think Miguel's civilization is going to be quite fitting for this map, and especially if he ends up getting away with some walls, and we'll take a look at that. It could be really good. For instance, if you take a look at the left corner of the map, you'll see that the blue player could potentially get some walls up here, right? Or potentially even from here to here. And then something from here to here as well. That could be really good. And he would be able to go for the second TC somewhere. He would be able to just boom away, right? Meanwhile, TaToH instead, yeah, he could potentially also go for the walls, but the way that the map has generated for the red player doesn't really allow for him to go for walls too easily. He would only be able to go for something like, for something like this, perhaps from here to here. It's not a huge difference, just a few extra tiles, I guess. But yeah, in any case, both these players should be able to get plenty of surface area to work with. Both these players should have plenty of time to get the walls up, and they should be able to secure the resources they need pretty easily. So there is a drush coming, yes, and TaToH's getting spotted over here already by Miguel. If Miguel's paying any attention to the scout, that is, he should realize. Yeah, we see the quick walls coming up over here. Well, he's gonna try. Oh, there we go. Well done, Miguel. Do you still have your distance measuring tool? Yes, I do. As a matter of fact, I do. It's a long way. That's probably enough. And it's definitely shorter through the north than through the south. I'll tell you that much. Here we are. Nice.
Shot it. Tabish. Ashike.
Shut it.
Beautiful. Left hand side. Yeah. TaToH's here and with the militias, but unable to do too much of anything. All the damage he was able to do in an earlier game with the drush certainly left Miguel with a sour taste. So Miguel's just made absolutely sure that he's not taking any more damage from the militias anymore. He's gotten the walls up. He's got a second group of lumberjacks coming up over here. You can bet your butt he's going to wall these guys as well. Oh, he doesn't need to. He's going for the second TC, right? Yeah, he's going to the fuel H already. TaToH's going up to the fuel H a lot later on 24 workers. And he's going to try to fast castle, so the question over here, I guess, is will TaToH start collecting stone once he clicks out to the castle H, and will he try to make a play for a castle drop? Where can Miguel get gold? From here. So if we see, for instance, let's say the blue player Okay. Hold on. I think I got something over here. Let me try. Player 2. Castle. Is it working? Oh, let's go! If we saw the red player go for a castle over here, for instance, if he was able to castle, drop the blue player, he would be able to target both DCs and push the villagers away from here and from the stone, right? And that will make it a little bit trickier for Miguel. He could still collect the gold from here towards the south. You might not understand why I'm getting so excited about this, but there is a very big reason why. The annotations were kind of broken for me before, and I was trying to fix them. And I think I know what the issue is now. Not 100% sure, but I think I know what the issue is. What the issue was. So I'm gonna try to fix it for tomorrow for sure. I think actually we should be able to make use of it today. Nice villager pick over here from Miguel though. TaToH was not expecting to take losses over there. And actually, you know what? He's not going after the castle H at all. He's sending villagers forward and he's gonna try to... What is this? He's gonna try and trush Miguel? That'll be interesting. He's got a Mantarans upgrade. If he had saved some resources, he would have been on his way to the castle H. And I would have liked for him to try and make a play for the castle H and the castle drop instead, but he's going for a feudal trush instead. So we'll see.
Shot it.
Miguel already knows the TaToH's coming his way. I don't know if he saw the villagers, but he saw the spearmen at the very least. And the archers. And I think he might know about the villagers anyway. Yeah. If he didn't know before, now he does. Yeah, there we go. And the trash begins here. I guess you do not need a castle, right? To get hail control over here. Of course, the castle will take the TCs down pretty easily. The tower is not going to do anywhere near as much damage. And now Miguel's reaction is quite swift. He gets the tower up. And he's been collecting some stones, so he should be able to keep on defending successfully against TaToH's trash over here. You know what? This is looking good for Miguel. If he's able to survive over here, then we are going to have a full series, most likely, because TaToH would just fall behind in economy significantly. Notice the defense for Miguel is fantastic. We're going to see TaToH try and get another tower up. Well, these towers will put a little bit of pressure against the gold miners from Miguel. It's not going to be enough for him to completely deny this. If you take a look at both these towers' range, it's only the right-hand side tower that actually encompasses the gold. The left-hand side tower, if the right-hand side one goes down, will not really cover the entirety of the gold, which means that Miguel can keep on collecting from it. Not to say that he will need to. After all, he does have still 2 golds down south available still to collect. But anyway, the tower crumbles from TaToH, and he will try to go for another one. He does bail in the end. Cannot get a tower up, and Miguel going for the preempted tower over here is going to prevent the red player from going for extra towers himself. Now TaToH could go for towers on top of the hill, still on the left hand side. He would still be able to push the villagers away, and yeah, that'll be about the only damage he will be able to do, because he cannot really put pressure on the right hand side anymore. That's about it. Scala's coming in now for Miguel. They're already ahead by about 8 villagers. TaToH's going for another tower. I kind of like this one. On the left hand side, he'll still be able to push the villagers away from stone. That's very important. Miguel, though, he does have enough stone to react to this. He's not doing it yet. And he said he's just going to let the tower come up, by the looks of it. And Miguel was making an assumption over here. He was making the assumption that the wood over here was connected to the edge of the map. That is not the case. So TaToH knows this, and he could potentially come forward. He's going for the walls. This is great. This is really well played from TaToH. He's going for the walls over here to make sure. There we are. To make sure that, there we go. Fantastic. To make sure that this tower does not get immediately battered down after he comes in, and now he can roam around with the villagers, put pressure with the towers. He doesn't need to do so. He's got the military units over here putting pressure. And he was not paying too much attention because he could have gotten a villager down over there pretty easily. 2 villagers as a matter of fact, but he's going around with the archers trying to find more exposed economy, and Miguel doesn't really have too much more exposed economy left over here for TaToH to take advantage of, or to potentially push away at all. Four towers coming in for TaToH here, but it seems to me like Miguel should be able to get away with the defensive tower up over here before TaToH is able to get this one up. Now Castle Age is on the way for the Mayan player. Miguel with humans got a 16 worker lead at this point in time, so by the time TaToH gets to the Castle Age, assuming that Miguel stops getting housed, should be able to get ahead even further in villager count by quite a bit. So yeah. Nice. Fantastic. Yeah, and the tower that TaToH was kind of hoping to go for over here does not come up, but it wouldn't have made too much of a difference as Miguel already had the extra wood available up in the north to move the villagers over to, so it's not really doing much for TaToH. I guess he's just going to keep villagers away from some of the farms, this one, these as well, but Miguel should be fine. He's about 18 workers ahead, and he's going out to the Castle Age right now as well. He's still collecting stone, by the way. I'm not really sure where from. Oh yeah, from up in the north over here. He's collecting stone from here, so that's good. And TaToH is going to be in the Castle Age very soon. He's going to have, well, not enough stone for the castle anytime soon, but he should be able to go for extra TCs at the very least and try to catch up a little bit. Yeah, at the very least TaToH is playing with Mayans over here, so it's not too bad. Fantastic. 2 barracks for TaToH already coming up. He's gonna start making a play for Eagles. And Miguel's not collecting stone too heavily, so won't be able to go for a castle anytime soon. Instead, he's got stables coming up, and he's gonna start pumping knights. This could be really good. TaToH, he's got the 3rd barracks back home, of course, but would still be exposed to knights. And Miguel's able to get away with it. Given the fact Miguel's got safe access to food into gold over here, he might be able to start going for knights, just that the food counter right now is not particularly high. He's got only 5 food workers. So all the pressure from TaToH is paying off in the end, and this tower in the end ended up doing a lot more damage than I thought it was going to. Let's take a look at the range. Oh, he was targeting these farms as well. That is really good. So Miguel gets to the Castle Age, but he's got only +1/+1 right now. He's got 2 knights queued up, and he's got 5 food workers. Only 13 extra villagers compared to TaToH, and TaToH's got the 2nd TC already on the way. And he'll be able to, at the very least, prevent Miguel from getting any further ahead in villager count. And as long as Miguel's got this low economy, food economy to work with, then TaToH should be able to slowly but surely catch up in worker count, as Miguel simply will not be able to go for knights and villagers at the same time. And to be honest, with only 5 food workers, he wouldn't be able to go for double TC production, even if he was not going for knights at all. So Miguel's economy is technically stronger than TaToH's because he's got more villagers, but it's stretched incredibly thin. Let's take a look at the gathered economy time. TaToH's gathered economy time is higher than Miguel, despite being behind in worker count by so much for so long. Holy crap. 30 Cs on the way for Miguel. Well, this might help. He's coming in with the knights. Once again, still only +1/+1. No chain bar than armor just yet. TaToH should be able to defend himself just fine. He's got monks on the way. He's got spearman over here, or the one spearman. And he's got 2 TCs to garrison his economy. So how many villages do we have exposed for TaToH? About 26 villages. He can garrison easily inside the TCs. Okay, actually, I think he had just garrisoned some already. Otherwise, it would be about 36 villagers, but... yeah. TaToH's looking incredible right now. Only 6 workers behind. Still higher gather economy time. He's got the most powerful economy over here. Sorry, military over here. Between both of these. And he's going for chainmail armor. So that's going to be +2/+2 already for TaToH. And if he plays his cards just right, keeps on massing more and more eagles, he should be in a position to come in and suppress Miguel before he gets defense, extra defenses up. Take the knights down even. But TaToH's not really going for too many extra eagles right now. At all. Third TC on the way now for TaToH as well, so there isn't really going to be even a TC lead for Miguel anymore. Not to say that he could take advantage of it anyway. Still only 10 foot workers, so he's got 3 TCs. Miguel can clearly not take advantage of all of them. Meanwhile, TaToH can. TaToH can produce from all 3 TCs if he wants to. Of course, if he wants to go for eagles at the same time, he's not really going to be able to do everything, but that is to say that TaToH's economy right now is looking so much stronger compared to Miguel's, despite the worker count being so much higher for Miguel for quite a while. So despite the fact that Mayans are a pretty low-cost civilization, if we can put it that way, TaToH's economy right now is actually looking stronger than Miguel's. And it doesn't seem like this is going to change anytime soon. Miguel's still collecting stone pretty slowly, so he won't even be able to go for a defensive castle, and TaToH's just putting pressure more and more against Miguel, who doesn't seem like he'll be able to keep on holding over here. So he just calls it GG, guys. Miguel is down to the losers matchup over here, the elimination matchup, while TaToH, with a final score of 3-1, will move on to the winners matchup for a spot in the playoff stage already. So let's go and take a look at the achievements really quickly so we can go back and take a look at the interview as well. Nice KD for Miguel, unfortunately, because he was behind in economy and because the civilization that TaToH had to play with, it didn't really make too much of a difference. It was not strong enough. The villager max count in the end was 3 higher for Miguel, while the total amount of losses over here was higher for Miguel as well, losing about 6 villagers. Probably doesn't matter too much. Let's just go back and yeah,